Hey everybody, I thought I would quickly flip through my December daily journal this year. It is quite thick. I used a ring bound system this year with the intention of having more room to grow and to be able to add a bunch of stuff in. I'm about 99% done with the project. There's a couple things I have to do, like finishing touches, but it's basically done. I did use rings from the Happy Planner. I got their biggest ones that I could find in store. And then I just used their page protectors that I think are meant for like their stickers. So you can take the stickers out of like their bound thing and be able to put them in this. I just attached a pretty little piece of candy cane ribbon that I got on a gift. And then the cover is from a gift box that my mom gave to me last year, and I just thought it was really pretty and saved it for this year. And then December 2021. I just made a calendar here so that I could quickly write down like what we did that particular day, and then kept track of all of our incoming mail. I typed it up on my typewriter. I really love the look of that on this vintage ledger. And then I intentionally left this blank because I need to add in the pictures of the weekend before December started when we decorated for Christmas. I haven't printed those pictures off yet. I need to, but that's what this space is meant for. And then we just jump right in. The daily tree stickers are actually from Hank's diary from last year. They did a printable and I printed out last year and didn't use it, so I have it for this year. And actually, the printable that they made this year I didn't use, so I'll have it for next year. And then I have this photo folder here that we actually got. The boys wanted to go see Santa on their way home from karate. And because where we live is like super condensed, like everything is really close together, so it's not like a big deal to go to certain places. And Bass Pro Shops happens to be on our way home from karate, and Hunter wanted to show Santa his karate uniform because that was something new that he started this year. So we went in there for fun, just for fun, on our way home. And then I did the journaling, and this is from Pen Paling Paula. This stationery is really pretty. And then something that I focused on this year was doing a lot of pictures. And I did that intentionally because I love looking back on our previous journal or our previous December dailies where there are more pictures than in my regular journals, and I really love that. So I intentionally added lots of pictures. I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do with my backgrounds on this first spread, so it's very busy, and I didn't really love the result of where it was going like immediately right off the bat. So I picked up some ivory cardstock, and that was my base for the rest of the month, and I really loved it a lot better. It was a lot easier to create, and it wasn't as intimidating as the white paper. I don't know. So one of the other reasons that I really loved having the rings is I was able to tip stuff in really easily. And yeah, it makes it more tactile, right? Like I can just touch things, and it's just really fun. I endeavored to use a lot of my stash from years past this year. I didn't use as much as I wanted to, and I acquired way more than I used, but it's fine. I still love the way the project ended in the end. I love this little card. We went to Fort Christmas, and they have a post office there, and then I went to the real post office afterwards, and I just think it's so much fun. We took the kids for a big adventure that day, so there was lots of pictures for this particular event, and yeah, it was really fun. Added in some paintings that Cullen did while he was at school that day, and then lots of pictures again of the family and things that we did. I really loved that aspect of not just adding like pictures of the kids and like something Christmassy that we did that particular day, but just like when we went to the antique store and Clara with her pigtails looking super cute, and the cat like laying on a pillow because he's a freaking prince. I don't know. It's just super fun. I love that. Family picture for this year. We got our pictures taken that day. That's why I included it in this particular layout, because that was the day that we actually had them taken. Love this layout. Again, adding in fun tip-ins. These are some telegrams that the elf left for the kids. We do the elf on the shelf, and this particular day he brought the kids some telegrams. I love adding in things that I pick up during the day. This I thought was super fun. I loved this chocolate thing, and I'm gonna end up putting a picture here so that the picture is like shows through and not just this. I just haven't done it yet, but that's the plan. But I just loved this so much. I absolutely could not leave it. I didn't even like the chocolate bar. I let my husband eat it because it wasn't really that good, but I mean, I wasn't leaving it there. It was way too pretty. So there's the picture of the telegrams. He put them in their stockings. Love this project. Just love it. I love the tactile flipping through of things. I think it's super fun. And I didn't stick with like a particular theme. Like this day I used lots of stickers from Maud Cherie, and then I used lots of Tim Holtz. And this day it was literally just stuff that I acquired during the day. These are stickers from My Green Cow. Like I didn't stick, these are from Pen Pal Paula. I didn't stick with like a particular style throughout the whole thing. And I really love the way that that turned out. So this is the day that we went to Christmas. So I had them stamp my journal. I just brought the one sheet with me. And then these are our Christmas cards for this year. And then pictures of Lady Clara helping me stamp. And then we went to go see Santa for realsies. So there's pictures of that. And then my mom sent the boys cards, or all the kids cards from Bethlehem, which is what I was meant to do. But UPS lost them, so that's great. So I just put that in there. Even though it has that digital cancellation and I hate it, I still put it in because they all had it and I really wasn't getting away from that. I have to do some journaling on that one, but I just haven't. Like I said, I'm almost finished with it. I've done all like the decorating and stuff apart from the last weekend in November, but I figured I would share it. It's still like done enough to be pretty. Here's the ticket from when we went to Light Fest. And then I included the little pamphlet. I did take a couple pages out just because it was just like full of advertisements. Like I wish I could have gotten rid of this one, but it had the map. But yeah, I love saving stuff like this, but I did take a couple pages out. Like this isn't the actual back. And then just super photo heavy. Another thing that I was doing is that my girlfriend and I were doing an Advent gift exchange. So the wrapping paper that she used every single day, I used in my journal for that day. So that's something else that I really loved about this, is that I was able to include part of that experience. I think it started on this day. So yeah, that's something that I really love. I love this one especially, but this one I did, my boy, or Cullen had ripped a cover of a book that he got from school. He had like ripped it, and so I tried to save it by saving the artwork from the cover. So I just thought it was pretty. And then art that I saw on Instagram online this year, I saved it. I screenshot it and saved it, and I just have to add these two more in. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. If I'm just going to add like another little piece of cardstock and add these on, but we'll figure it out. Here's more of that wrapping paper. It was a lot of work doing this every single day, but I really loved it. Here, these tickets are from this event that we went to, so I saved them and had them sort of put into it, and I really love that. And it just really, doing this really saves all of these memories that would just normally just be words if I journaled the way I typically do. But having pictures to go along with these words, it brings back the memories instantaneously for all of us. You know, we see the pictures and we go back to that immediately. So here is when I had to redo all of my cards that I did on this day. So here's the original pile, and here's the me getting it ready to be shipped off and that pretty neat pile, and then finding out that UPS lost the package and I had to do it all over again. It's a pain in the butt and it sucked. It was a lot of money, but you live and you learn, right? So here is a note from Santa. So I just tipped that in. Nothing special happened this day, but I went to the dentist for a follow-up because I had a wisdom tooth removed on this day, which is why there's like no great pictures, because I was just really down and out the whole day. But we had a follow-up, so I took Lady Clara with me for that. And the kids asked to open an early gift, so I saved the wrapping paper. They had gotten some gifts from an uncle, I think, and so I saved the wrapping paper and put it in with that, with a picture of them getting ready to open up their first gifts of the year. That was one of the things that they asked to do, was to open a gift early. And then we went to go see Santa to say goodbye on the 23rd. Like I said, we went there so many times. Clara went probably 4 or 5 times because we just drove by it every single day while we were doing our errands. So Clara got to see Santa, you know, at least once a week, maybe sometimes twice. But it was just something fun to do with the kids, and they give you a free picture, and it was just fun. And then this I thought was fun. I added this little flap on the outside of the page protector. I just cut the page protector and just sort of tucked it in. And when you lift the flap up, the text is kind of blocked a little bit, but you can just sort of pull it up and read. And I did leave a little blank space. I might cut this down a little bit, but you're still going to be able to see it. But I thought it was fun anyway. It was another surprise visit from Mr. and Mrs. Claus at the zoo. And then, of course, Christmas Eve, lots of pictures. And this was really fun. These were, this was a folder, like a little file folder, and I decorated the front with this adorable vintage photograph. And it was actually a spare left over from my, one of my Patreon reward packs. There was a spare, so I kept it. And I cut it so that it would flip a little bit easier, because like it's really thick on this side and like skinny on this side now. So I cut it so it would move a little bit easier, but it's just us baking cookies for Santa on Christmas Eve. And it's like tucked away into this sweet little thing. And then this cute little postcard with a picture of our tree on the back. And the boys are watching the NORAD tracker before they fell asleep. So it was just fun. This is what the tree looked like before Santa got here and then after. And then, of course, Christmas morning itself. This is every single picture I took of the whole day. I really did not do a good job taking pictures, but the boys were the first to wake up and the baby slept in, so we got to have some really good quality time with them in the morning, which I think was the first time ever that we've ever had, because we've either always had family in town, or we were traveling, or we've had the babies who just sort of cause all kinds of chaos. And it was the first time ever that the boys and my husband and I were able to just have a quiet sort of Christmas moment. So we let them open a few presents and their stockings while we waited for the babies to wake up. And then once the babies woke up, it was just pure chaos. And then we went to my mother-in-law's. Oops, sorry. We went to my mother-in-law's house for dinner, so that's the only picture that I took from that. And then that's the end. I've got my radiogram from my Christmas telegram notepad, and then I saved some of the postage stamps that came in on the mail. Here's a better picture of that cancellation. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the thing, but it's Bethlehem, Maryland. But yeah, we didn't get a whole lot of Christmas cards this year comparatively to years past, but that's okay. And compared to how many I sent out, I mean, I think I sent probably at least 150 cards out this year, domestic and international, but I love sending them, so it's just really fun. And I know everybody loves to see, you know, the babies growing up and seeing them every year. But yeah, that's it. I really loved this system. I'm not sure that I will repeat it because I did feel like it was a lot more work to have to cut these papers down, pull them in and out. I love the tactileness of having these extra little flips in here, but it did feel like it was a little bit more work this year than just doing it in a journal. I think I will stick with the A5 journal from now on because I did love that. I did that 2 years ago. So last year I did a standard size journal, and the year before I did an A5, and the year before I did a standard size, and the year before I did something else, and then something else, and something else. So I've tried a bunch of different systems, and this one was really chunky, and I was able to add a lot more in than I think I probably could have if I were in a standard size insert. But A5, I think, is the honey hole. I really did love that. So here's another postcard. Look at those stamps, how pretty those are. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this flip through. Here is the back. It's just some scrapbooking paper. It's nothing special with those stamps, but that's the end. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks. Bye.